We're just a few hours away from election activities coming to a halt. A very good evening to you. Welcome to Primetime News. I'm Sandru Ferdinando.
And I'm Rahna Farooq. Let's start off with a look at your headlines for tonight.
Honorary Darshan and Susil Premajayantha removed from positions of General Secretary, while Duminda Disanayake and Vishwa Varnapala appointed to the post in acting capacity. Mahinda Rajapaksa replies to the President, calling for the people's mandate to be respected. Election campaigning ends at midnight tonight.
It was revealed at the Colombo District Court that Honorary Darshan Ayappa and Susil Premajayantha had been suspended from their positions of General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and the General Secretary of the United People Freedom Alliance respectively by President Maithripala Sirisena, and that the decision was taken in line with the party constitution.
Duminda Disanayake has been appointed as acting General Secretary of the SLFP, while Professor W.A. Vishwa Varnapala has been appointed as acting General Secretary of the United People's Freedom Alliance. The District Court of Colombo issued 2 enjoining orders when 2 claims were filed by Duminda Disanayake and Vishwa Varnapala seeking to act in their respective positions without interference. The orders will be in effect until the 28th of this month.
Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa has replied to the letter sent by President Maithripala Sirisena.
Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that he rejects the baseless criticism levelled based on information received from a third party. Former President Rajapaksa says that he left Temple Trees in the early hours of the 9th of January and handed over the chairmanship of the party to President Maithripala Sirisena, taking into account a request made by Sirisena and on his own decision. Former President Rajapaksa says that he entered active politics once again in February 2015 based on the requests made by a majority of supporters and general public. Former President Rajapaksa says in the letter that he expects President Maithripala Sirisena to respect the people's mandate following the general elections, as had been done by Rajapaksa on the 9th of January this year.
Following are the views expressed by UPFA Kurunegala district candidate Mahinda Rajapaksa in Hambantota today.
Yesterday I received a love letter from the President. I read it this morning. There were a number of recommendations, including the ones that are mentioned frequently. In his letter he proposes that if we gain over 113 seats, he would wish me. The proposal is not for a wedding. I looked at it in a positive manner. I made a brief reply to it. I thanked him for the letter. That was a real love letter.
Leader of the JVP, Anurukumara Disanayake, attended a public rally in Varakapula yesterday.
President Maithripala Sirisena had made his final announcement towards Mahinda Rajapaksa. Mahinda Rajapaksa has destroyed the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. He is overwhelmed with greed and power. I thought that he would be holy after making visits to temples for the past 6 months, but he is not. These belong to Maithripala Sirisena. Therefore, Mahinda, you are not the Prime Minister, even if the UPFA secures 113 seats. On the 17th of August, the political journey of Mahinda Rajapaksa will end in a very unfortunate manner.
Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Sajith Premadasa, attended a public rally last night in Walasmulla.
A group including Hema Premadasa were present for this meeting. Keep in mind that Maithripala Sirisena is not a person who will dance to the tune of anyone. Mahinda Rajapaksa think he can control Maithripala Sirisena by using his various schemes and pride. My friends, Mahinda Rajapaksa may have played games with certain people, but Maithripala Sirisena is not one who will dance to anyone's tune. I wish to tell this to the puppets in the alliance. You may have been boasting the past few days, but starting today, you have fallen to the level of the scarecrow.
Various views were expressed over the letter sent by President Maithripala Sirisena to the former president.
At a media briefing convened today by the UPFA, a letter signed by individuals named by the President in his letter yesterday, except for H.M. Fauci, was presented to the media. The letter read that they do not accept the position of Prime Minister. It needs to be made clear that the names mentioned are not prepared to accept the post of Prime Minister. We are thankful for the proposals made by the President. We do not expect the post of Prime Minister. There is no issue in letters being sent. It will not affect the election campaign of the alliance. The Prime Minister will be selected from the party that wins. We will win. So what this letter says is not to create any trouble after we win and operate as you are told. It may have been an invitation, but it needs to be decided by the people. Today, the masses are asking who will provide leadership to the nation. They want it to be Mahinda Rajapaksa. No one is asking for me. We need to follow the request of the people. He climbed 99 steps of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party ladder. I do not think he will push away that ladder. I believe that President Maithripala Sirisena, with 50 years of experience and with his own policies, will not work for an animal. When you step into the house of the bride known as Vikramasinghe, you must either live the way she says or pack your stuff and go away. The tough marriage that he carried will be put to an end by the people on the 17th.
Namaveni data Mahinda Rajapaksa Navatat Merate Janadipati E bawada tahawuru karla iwarai pahadili karla iwarai ayyo Sirisena kiyala tamai දැන් අපිට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ.
Election campaigning is set to conclude at midnight today. Elections Commissioner Mahinda Deshapriya said that police bail will not be granted for anyone who is arrested for violating election laws.
An SMS service was introduced to inform the relevant authorities about election law violations and to regulate polling duty from today. Thereby, information in this regard could be sent via the special SMS service by typing EC space EV space the name of the district space and the relevant complaint to 2324. The number for you once again 2324. The provisions only allow campaigning until 12 midnight today. The parties could only have one rally per district and the rally could go on until 11:45. Musical shows could go on until 11:45 if there are no candidates attending. The musical shows other than the one which have obtained permission for a candidate to participate need to conclude at 10 p.m. We will act considering that as a rally. Even the ones who are apprehended for pasting posters will be denied police bail. There is no program that will be enabled police bail for people who conduct rallies without the candidate, distribute handbills, who put candidates' number on display, and conduct campaigning activities at places of worship. They will be dealt with by the judiciary. What was issued over the last elections have not been made void. They will only come into effect.
Welcome back to the news. A leader of the United National Party, Ranil Wickremesinghe, made a request at a public meeting in Akurasa today.
The Good Governance government was able to conduct a peaceful and a decent election in history. We are thankful for President Maithripala Sirisena for providing leadership for it and the Elections Commissioner for executing his powers. I request your support to continue with this law-abiding and peaceful situation on the day of the elections and beyond. The vision of the good governance does not have enemies. We see only people with different ideologies. They are our neighbors and friends. Tell them about our vision.
Meanwhile, leader of the Democratic Party, Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca, participated in a rally held in Kolonava today.
They promise so many different things. The one who is on the forefront with a bag full of pledges is Mahinda Rajapaksa. He says that he will increase the basic salaries of public servants to 25,000 rupees. How is this man, who did not have the backbone to increase basic salaries of public servants by 2,500 rupees in 2010, going to increase it to 25,000? Is he planning on bringing this from the moon? When the wages were increased by just 5%, we inquired in Parliament as to where the 2,500 was. He laughed mockingly and said that some received 3,000 rupees. When we made our calculations, we realized that only he had received a hike of 3,000 rupees.
The citizen awareness campaign being conducted under the theme "Don't Vote for Drug Dealers, Fraudsters and Corrupt Politicians" concluded today. The event to mark the closing of the campaign took place opposite the Fort railway station this evening.
The campaign commenced from Jaffna and Katharugama 14 days ago and is an initiative of Newsfirst, Sirasa and Shakti together with the Campaign for Free and Fair Elections or CAFE. The objective of this campaign was to appeal from the public to not to exercise their franchise for persons involved in drug peddling, alcohol, fraud and corruption. The two teams that commenced their journey from Jaffna and Katharugama greeted each other opposite the Fort railway station this evening with the pledge signed by the masses that they met across the various places. Signatures were also obtained for the pledge opposite the Fort railway station.
දූෂණ වලට විරුද්ධ වෙද්දී දූෂණ නැවත සිදු වෙනවා යයි දැනෙන්නට පටන් ගත්තා.
When we were opposing corruption, we felt that corruption was on the rise. When we wanted to put an end to violence, we started to feel that violence too was on the rise. We understood that the people have fallen to a situation where they felt that persons who were involved in drugs, facing accusations, the accused, thieves and rogues would be given an opportunity under the deal culture. We believe that those selfish politicians would not be able to intervene in the task that the president was vested to fulfill towards the people of this country. As a media institution, we will always appear on behalf of the people and the people's aspirations. At a time when we felt that we might lose that opportunity to stand for the people, no matter how busy we are and no matter what task we had to do, we cannot step away from doing it. Faces change, parties changed, the government changed. However, the drugs and ethanol operations continued. The reason was that because of the politicians wanted to come into power. However, today we have the power within us. If we think that this person is engaged in ethanol business, if we think that this person had committed murder, we can decide not to vote for that person. We faced various obstacles in this journey. We had to face the forces of not only the drug peddlers, but we also had to face the force of local marijuana dealers. However, the people were with us. It is the people who are calling for the establishment for a clean political system. Therefore, we were not afraid. We had no doubts. We did not even feel tired.
Balloons were also released to the air, requesting the public for a just election to elect an untainted parliament.
Meanwhile, a woman who had carried 5.5 kilograms of cocaine to the country from Dubai was arrested at the Katunayake airport. Customs spokesperson Leslie Garmin, speaking to Newsfirst, said the seized cache of cocaine is estimated to be valued at 85 million rupees.
We are just a few hours away until the election campaigning activities come to a halt. Here are some of the views that were expressed by a number of candidates ahead of the general elections.
President Maithripala Sirisena extended an invitation for the parade and placed the casket on his head. He told Mahinda Rajapaksa to hold it firm with his hands. When he was moving forward, Maithripala Sirisena winked and tripped him. The president of the country is the chairman of our party. Therefore, we can overcome our setbacks. I would like to tell you that Maithripala Sirisena will invite Mahinda Rajapaksa to form a government on the 18th. Look at what they are saying without any shame. They slandered Maithripala Sirisena over the past. We know his position and we also know whose blessings he has. We have his blessings. No matter what people say or what sort of stories they say, I know there were a few issues in the beginning, but it is getting better. I have to state that the UPFA will attain a great victory. A decision has to be taken as to whether you should enable the nurturing of the country or whether you are to nurture the Rajapaksa family by casting your vote for the UPFA. I would like to give you my assurance that we will implement a program under Maithripala Sirisena's government that will ensure the transition of a farmer to a king. There is no point in what they say. In the morning it is the policy of Basil, during the day it is the policy of Namal, and in the evening it is the policy of Gotabaya. There is no trace of the 5.8 million votes of Mahinda. After Mahinda Rajapaksa's entrance, there is a fear going among them. After we increase the wages, Mahinda is saying that the public sector employee will be provided a salary of 25,000 rupees. He refused to give a wage hike while in the government. Will he do it from being in the opposition? We have promised a basic salary of 25,000 rupees for the public sector employees. Another 10,000 as a cost of living allowance. Then there is 35,000 rupees. With the other allowances included, the public sector employee will get a wage of 37,000 rupees. We will provide it once we come into power on the 17th.
The group of Mahinda Rajapaksa should twist and twirl like they've got caught to a cyclone when they are defeated, say goodbye to Mahinda and come to our government kneeling before Maithripala Sirisena.
We are true SLFPers. We have not changed parties. We did not sit in this party coming from other parties. The blood that is running through my veins are Kumaratunga blood.
We have a program. When our government comes into power, we will sign more agreements and will develop the country for your children. We will create jobs. The UNP comes into power with the program to create 1 million jobs where you can earn a minimum of 50,000 rupees and live with dignity. Everyone should live in brotherhood within the country, be it Sinhalese, Tamil, Muslim or Catholic. This has been changed by the politicians at present. They tried to pull this country to the negative side. I stepped out of parliament to object this concept, my friends. To chase away Rajapaksa. An atmosphere has been created where all communities can live in freedom. The 17th is a very important day. There is an opportunity to create a strong parliament in the political history of the country. We will have to face a number of challenges within that strong parliament. Containers are being unloaded at the Hambantota harbour. They are then loaded onto trucks. They are taken out of the harbour. There are hotels around the harbour. There are officers. There will be lawyers. Are there lawyers? Does all this happen? If these things happen, you can say that you've got a job and that there is development. But this does not happen. The good governance government was established. We are trying to unite all of you for the second step of that development together with the Prime Minister. The thieves and even bigger thieves have gotten together and are making plans to create a government. This should be stopped. Clean individuals must be sent to Parliament devoid of their parties. This has become our responsibility. A main candidate contesting from the UNP, Rishad Badiuddin, is providing election bribes without any fear and is violating election laws. Even though a number of people have made written complaints regarding this, no steps have been taken. They threaten whoever will contest from the Wani district against Rishad Badiuddin. They also threaten that the Samurdhi will be cut off. This is not ethical.
For a period over a month, candidates at times showcase their talents to sing in the midst of their election campaigns. Here are some of the views, or rather some of those moments.
The National Conference on Electromobility and Transportation, organized by the Institute of Engineering and Technology, was held in Colombo today.
The event, which was held under the auspices of Minister of Power and Energy Patile Champik Ranawaka, saw the participation of a number of dignitaries.
We are also trying for a number of years to initiate implementation of electrification of our urban railway system as the first step in collaboration with the Ministry of Internal Transport and Department of Railways. At the moment, the Cabinet has approved a formation of a high-powered steering committee to look into this and report for a suitable plan for action in this regard. We have made plans to popularize electric vehicle charging stations in urban areas, and first two are already in operation. Soon we are going to introduce separate electricity tariff for electric charging of vehicles, and measures are underway to popularize solar charging stations as well.
And that's a wrap up this edition of Primetime News. I am Sandra Ferdinando.
And I'm Rahna Farooq. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant night.